Okay. Do I believe you? Oh my God. It's a huge living room. Awesome. Okay. All right, Josh, how you doing? You good? Ready to go? Awesome. Let's get started here by me taking attendance. Get onto Canvas, please. We have 3 things that we're going to be doing. 3. First thing, we're going to be going backwards. We're going to work backwards a little bit. First thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at this poem. Second thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a group activity together. And then the third thing we're going to be doing is jumping into our peer editing groups. Okay, if we can get that all done today, then what you can do is you'll have time to do your revisions tomorrow and then also work on your poems and you should be good to go. Okay. If we do this right, then there's no membing for this week. Is that okay? All right. Okay, let's get going here then. Whew. Okay, let's get into Canvas. And then let's get into our modules for this week. We're going to work from the bottom and then work up. So look at this. We have the first day came for drafts. If you're at home, obviously you're at home. Do you guys have your Ala Eevee books? There are these little like books that came with like a bunch of stuff. It's like it's a little blue book. It has like student writing inside. A couple of maybe your classmates actually have stuff submitted in it. Caleb, do you have it? The Ala Eevee book. Like
no, but if I have like kind of a lot of books from the school, so if like I see what it looks
yes,
like.
yeah. Look right there. Show. Thank you, Hayden. Show that. Do you have this? Look for it. Go look for it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Try look. You should have it somewhere. Josh, where are you? I see the ceiling. I see a corner of the ceiling. I see 2 corners of. Oh, hey. Bathroom. Oh, he's looking for the book. Okay. Okay. All right. How are you doing? We found the book? Okay. I want you to find the piece. I think it's on page 15. Go to page 15 in the Ala Eevee book. I'm so glad you guys have the book with you. Yeah, go ahead and read it. Yep. Caleb, did you find it?
No.
Oh, okay. How can we do this? Well, maybe you can find it later. You know what? You don't have it. Hayden, can you take a picture of it and then email it to me? I don't have, mine is in my classroom actually. So, thank you. All righty. Okay, so what we have here is we have this poem called First They Came For. There are actually several versions of this published in the Ala Eevee book. Okay, super cool because, Josh, did you, yes, open to page 15. Okay, page 15, this is one of the examples of it. Okay, my student from last year, you can see his name down below. Okay, wrote this poem. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. Mind blowing. Okay. When this student read his poem out loud in class, because you know that was back when we had normal school, right? He read this poem in class, and I was like, "What?" It was like one of those moments where I was like, "Okay, we're done with school. We're done. Let's go home. The future is bright. Awesome blossom." Okay. So for you guys are gonna write your own version of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the template, and then let's make a copy of it on your own. Okay. Caleb, if you can't find it, I'll send you the, actually, you know what? I might have it somewhere. Let me go look. Maybe I don't. Oh, bummers. I gotta find it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a copy of it. Okay, so anyway, what we have here is we have the template for First They Came For. If you look, all right, I'm gonna expect you guys to look at this. If you click on the link above, it says First They Came For, okay, by Reverend Martin Niemöller. I've heard his name pronounced several different ways, so anything close to Niemöller would be just fine. Okay, so what we have here is we have someone who was a Lutheran pastor in Germany during the time of Hitler. Okay, if you notice, he passed away in 1984. So if you look, he was quite old when he passed away, and many life experiences, yeah, many historical events happened throughout his lifetime. Okay, so if you guys look at his timeline, first of all, 1892, a year before Hawaii was overthrown. Okay. And then 1984. I mean, that lifespan consists of World War One, World War Two, right? Vietnam, the rise of communism, right? The Red Scare, Cold War, the rise of civil rights, okay, all there, unreal. And even actually the launching of Hokulea in 1978. So he lived a lifetime. Okay, so let's look at this. I want you guys to just check out the introduction, his biography, okay, Martin Niemöller's biography. And we're going to study this. Basically, it's a quote by him, but it's turned kind of into a poem. Okay. Has anybody been to Washington, D.C.? No, you haven't? Put that on your bucket list, okay? Along with, Aotearoa. What else? Where else do you guys want to go? Anybody? Nobody? Paris. Heck yeah. Totally. Anybody else? Anybody else want to go anywhere? Like, I want to go to Japan at least once in my life.
I want to go to Japan too.
Really? I want to eat, basically.
You're supposed to go, but
Yeah.
Corona, so.
Yeah, right. This past time we were supposed to go to Greece and Italy. I was gonna help chaperone that group. Over 20 of us were gonna go to Greece and Italy, and that got cut. We were supposed to go right at the end of school last year, and it got cut. It was so sad. Anyway, there's more to life. We'll get there one day. So anyway, going back to this, the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum is located in Washington, D.C. So if you ever seen any movies with like the Smithsonian, right? What is that movie where he's in the Smithsonian and then the elephant, the giant elephant thing comes alive? Night at the Museum. Have you seen that? Yeah, that's where like all the Smithsonians are. Okay. Well, you guys know the Lincoln Memorial, right? Plenty movies are shot over there, the Lincoln Memorial. If you look straight at Abraham Lincoln and you turn and you walk to your left about 2 blocks, this is where the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum is located. It's right near the Lincoln Memorial. Okay. I would urge all of you guys to go and visit. It's pretty powerful stuff in there. Okay. So let's go back to the document, your copy. Okay. So what we have here is we have his words. Okay. So we're all on that page. Here we go. First, he came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Right? So going back to those 2 videos that you guys were watching or watched on Edpuzzle, right? Go back into your notes in the chat. Let's go ahead and blast the chat a little bit. What was something that jumped out at you, that shocked you maybe, that, or maybe was like, wow, that really happened? Okay, so let's go ahead and choose something that you guys can just make mention of so that we can wrap our brain around this whole first they came for this group of people and I said nothing because I did not belong to those groups of people. Okay.
The second video didn't work for me, so I only watched the first one.
Oh, yeah, I put a time limit on it, I think. Like, did you?
Oh
Did
no,
it-
I was trying to watch it yesterday and it was like wasn't
that's
loading.
weird. Okay. Okay, well then just reference the first video then. Okay, so go ahead in the chat. Let's see what you guys come up with. You look through your notes and then type something in the chat so that we can kind of wrap our brain around what we're looking at here. Just something that's interesting. Mm. Kalahikiola, is that only in a certain place? Okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was early in the beginning of the video. Yeah, Hayden, where this is what happens when one group of people think that they're better than another group of people. Okay, so this stems or originates from World War One. So after World War One happened, the Germans were severely punished as a result of the end of World War One, and so Hitler felt like Germany needed to redeem themselves. There were lots of what I would call lots of like consequences as a result of Germany creating all this trouble during World War One. Okay, so they were severely punished, and so Hitler's mindset was, we got to get back what was ours. Okay, and during that time between World War One and World War Two, Germans were struggling to live, to afford things, just because their economic downturn after World War One was tremendous. They were not living the life they thought they were supposed to live. And who did they blame, right? So this is where the word scapegoat comes into play, right? They got to blame somebody, right? And so Hitler saw the Jewish people as the cause of this whole taking away from his people. Okay, so you guys can imagine, right, how that would be kind of like a fire within people, right? People are suffering, so they got to blame somebody, and so let's blame these people, right? And so quite interesting stuff here. The more you read or the more you watch videos like on Netflix, on the documentaries, the more you'll understand that what happened during World War II, super sad in many ways. Okay, so this poem by, or well, these words by Reverend Martin Niemöller is talking about what happens when you stay in your lane, right? So I'll give you an example. So the other day I was at the bank, okay? And I was at my teller, right? And there's 3 tellers, whatever, right? And so I'm doing my transaction, whatever. And then 2 tellers down, there was this old uncle. And the old uncle was being kind of gross to the teller lady and was like, baby, you married, you know, like kind of uncle. Yeah, for real. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on over there? And I was like, okay, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, right? But then he was talking so loud that he was like continuing to say stuff to the lady. And of course, I'm like, okay, I'm going to say something under my breath. So I say something under my breath to my teller lady. And I'm like, and that's why we work, so we don't have to deal with guys like that. And then was very interesting because he started talking to my teller lady. And I was like, oh my goodness. Now, if you know anything about customer service, can you throw up your tittle bun and say stuff like that? You can't, right? You have to just be like, oh, ha ha, you don't, you know, and you have to be nice about it. But I wasn't working there, so I should have said something. To me, I'm not telling you guys, you know, anytime that something pops up, you guys say stuff or whatever. That's not what I'm telling you guys. What I'm telling you guys is what happened to me when I stayed in my own lane. Okay. The easiest thing I could have done was say, uncle, enough already. At least say something for me, right? And that is driving me nuts. And this happened last week. And the reason why it's driving me nuts is because I already knew that the following week I was going to teach about night and about this poem. So it's been bugging me. I gotta like forgive myself, but I know what to do next time. Not saying that you guys do it, okay? Because there's a lot of crazies out there, okay? And I want you guys to be safe. But for me, I'm a grown woman and I should have stuck up for somebody else, and it's like killing me. Okay, so anyway, this is what happens, right? First they came for somebody and I didn't say anything because that wasn't me. Sad to be you, right? Yeah, there are consequences for that, right? So when we look at this, and when we look at this, we have your version underneath. Okay, so if you look down below, you're gonna plug in the blanks. You see that? And if you guys need to, you can change up the framework of this poem in a bit, you know, like, but for now, just focus on plugging in, filling in the blanks, okay, for this top part. What you have here is you have, first they came for the, okay, so think about the people that don't have voices that should have a voice. Think about maybe you see something that's unfair and you think those people should be stood up for, but you know, you're not that type of person. So what's not going to work is this. Pay attention, okay? What's not going to work is if you say, first they came for the Hawaiians and I did not speak out because I was not Hawaiian. Oh, wait. Okay, so you cannot say that because that wouldn't make sense. Okay, Josh, you got that? Right? You cannot repeat. So if you use something on the top, you cannot say the same thing. Okay, first they came for the basketball players and I did not speak out because I was not a basketball player. No, you say something like basketball player on the top, and on the bottom you say something like because I was not gifted with those talents. Make sense? You rephrase the top, explain it. Okay, look at the bottom. Okay, so you do that a couple times and then you need to keep this line where it says, then they came for me and there was no one left to speak for me. Why? Because this is the shell of the poem, right? That you're going to create. Look below. You need a transition line. Okay, and in this transition line, you're gonna shift from this is what happened, and now a new day is rising. And now I have the courage to shift. Does that make sense? Okay, and I'm gonna give you guys some examples, so all good. And you have the examples in the Aloiwi book that you're going to, that you can look at. Okay, and then after the transition, you have 5 more lines. I'm gonna teach you this word, anaphora. Anaphora is not a deodorant. Okay, it sounds like a deodorant or bathroom spray, but it's not. Anaphora is that repetition of words or phrases, kind of like in I Have a Dream, right? He keeps repeating certain phrases. Okay, so here's my example. Okay, notice some things here. Okay, so here we go. First, they came for, by me. First, they came for the minorities, and I did not speak out because I did not discover the strength of my own identity when I was young. Then they came for the women, and I did not speak out. Don't say because I was not a woman. That's not what I meant. Because I did not live in a time when women were worth less than farm animals. Then they came for me, and I found my voice through the pages of history, because I finally realized that I am the sum total of the past efforts of civil rights activists and soldiers who fought for equality. And yet, so do you hear that? You hear this transition, right? And yet, we find ourselves fighting the same fight of having that dream, his dream. And yet we find ourselves increasingly divided by our views of society, only to forget that we are in this together. And yet we must find a way to hold the hands of our brothers and sisters, regardless of the many band-aids healing the wounds of words. And yet we must work towards a better tomorrow where everyone is safe. And yet when Brada Is sings, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world, I'm reminded that diversity should be the common denominator in life. Okay, so I'm going to go back and explain a couple of things. Notice how I didn't say first it came for the minorities, and I did not speak out because I was not a minority. I did not do that, right? I explained. Okay, so use the second blank to explain what you mean. Okay, next thing I want you guys to look at, okay, is this part where it says, then they came for the women and I did not speak out. So what I'm doing is I'm also showing that I understand the history of women's rights, right? I'm not just saying because the women suffered enough, right? I'm being specific. I'm calling things out from history. Okay, next. Let's go down to the and yet. And yet we find ourselves, you hear the anaphora, yeah, the and yet. Okay, so you guys find your own anaphoras in the deodorant aisle. Okay, so what we have here is, and yet we find ourselves fighting the same fight of having that dream, his dream, right? You guys know who I'm talking about already. Yes? Okay, do I have to call out his name? No. In fact, it becomes more powerful when you get it, you know, when the reader gets it. Okay, so that would be like me saying something like, and yet we find ourselves fighting the same fight of Black Lives Matter. Like, do I have to call out Black Lives Matter, or can I just drop something in there that alludes to something like that? Okay, so I'm challenging you guys to say it but not say it, if that makes sense. I'm challenging you guys to hint at it so that your audience can say, oh, darn, that was good. Okay, so couple other things. If you have like a really good phrase that comes out of a song and you want to integrate that into your poem, okay, Hayden, do it. Come back. I don't know where you went. Come back. All right. Okay, so Labrada is, I know somebody else sang it before him, but we know that tune, right? We know his voice and it makes you get chicken skin, right? And the last part is, oh, a couple other things. Okay. If you guys look at that line where it says, and yet we must find a way to hold the hands of our brothers and sisters, regardless of the many band-aids healing the wounds of words. I'm saying that people have baggage, but I'm using the band-aids as a symbol. Everybody got that? Yeah, I'm not saying everybody has baggage. That's too explicit. We want to be implicit because people are smart and they can figure out what you mean by that. Okay, everybody good? Okay, next. And this is the last part. I used a math term. So when I was, I don't know, middle school learning fractions, right? You know how you gotta like make the common denominator the same so you can add it or subtract it together or whatever, right? That's as far as my math will go. Okay, not maybe that's all. Okay, what I did was I used something from another content area. For you guys, maybe you guys gonna throw out a biology term, right? Ew, what do you mean ew? Come on, okay? You could throw out some kind of term, okay? If you know Hawaiian words, throw those in there too, okay? Make it powerful. I use common denominator because it sounds cooler than just that we all have this thing in us, okay? We all have something to share. So anyway, that's my example. You have other examples in the Alauivi book, okay? So please look through it. There's several other of my students that have this poem, this version of their poem in Alauivi, okay? So it's worth the time. Okay, questions on this? 10 points, just a draft. You just gotta try. Can? Okay, submit that there. Okay, now let's move back into our Canvas. Okay. And let's go to the first part of the module now. Peer editing and final revision. Okay, I'm going to actually have you guys just all work on one doc, okay? So go ahead and get into group number 1. Okay, and then I'm going to actually, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make a copy of this. Okay, so everybody, Period 7, since our class is small. Okay. And then what I want you guys to do is when you go back into Canvas, there are 2 links that I want you to open. First one is online electronic sources link, and the second one is the MLA sample paper. Okay, so go ahead and open those links while I set the share settings. Okay, so in the link, go ahead, everybody, in the chat, go ahead and click on the link and we'll have everybody pop up. All right. So my suggestion to you is to have this document on one side of your screen and then have the Purdue OWL sample paper and the electronic sources ready to go. What you guys are doing as a class is you're gonna fix this for only MLA formatting, so the heading, header, and title, okay? The formatting of the paragraphs. You don't have to revise the paragraphs, okay? And meaning you don't have to check for grammar or anything. That's just text right there, okay? Scroll down, okay? We're gonna have you guys break up into who's doing what. So we need 3 people to create the citations for the works cited page. Okay, and where you're gonna find that is in that link that you guys clicked on, okay, called the MLA Works Cited Electronic Sources Publication. You see that? Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to assign. Okay, let's have Hayden do the first citation, okay? The first link. Okay, Josh, you're gonna do the second citation. Okay, Ken. And then Alicia, you're gonna do the third citation. Okay. Who's gonna help with the works cited page? That's going to be Caleb. Okay, Caleb, you're going to be looking at like the works cited MLA link so you can help. Okay, got it. And then Brooke and who is that? Kahele Aulani and Kalahikiola, you guys are only looking at formatting. Okay, MLA formatting. Can? Got it? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break you guys up into breakout rooms so you guys can talk to each other, okay? Okay, make sure you guys talk to each other. Okay. All right, go to your breakout rooms. Caleb, can you set your phone for 5 minutes and then you're done? Okay. To help them out. Hi guys, how you guys doing?
All righty, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so you guys should be looking at the sample paper, yeah, and looking to see which one doesn't look like the other and make them look the same, yeah.
No. Anjali. Ah. Let's see, 12 point times.
Okay, who is looking at the header? Who's doing that? There's something funny kind with the header. Try to check them out. So what did you see? What's going on? What do you notice about the header? Anything?
With the header.
Kahele Aulani, do you see what's going on?
Boat says 1.
Okay, how do you fix that? You try.
That's definitely options, perhaps.
We're going to learn by our mistakes. It's okay. Same, how come? 1 and 1.
Still yet.
Yeah, free shots, 1 and 1. Okay. Help each other out. Figure out how to do it. Where did everybody go? That's crazy. Should I just go back into the main room because that's where they all are?
Okay.
Okay. Your works cited page is crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna help you guys out here. So copy and paste this. Where are you guys? Okay, let's look. So below, here you go. Okay, is basically what you need. You see that below? I posted it there. I pasted it. You see it? Okay, so let's look. Do you have the author? No more author. Do you have the title? Title of the container. So the title of the container. Okay. Other contributions. So some of this stuff's not going to be in there. Okay, so you got to skip, but this is the order it belongs in. Okay. And let me just show you guys. You see right there? Okay. I'm going to show you guys something. There we go. Okay. Actually, I'm going to show you guys after. You guys try work on this a little bit more. Okay. You're missing. I don't even see 2 dates. There should be 2 dates. 1 date of publication and 1 date of access. Okay. So look good. Okay. If you got to go back and look at the sample paper to see what a works cited page should look like, go back there. Okay, Caleb, help them. Okay, how's it going? You guys did better? Let's see. You figure, oh, what happened? How did you guys fix that?
So you have to like press options and then the page number.
Options.
Yeah, like when you click on top of it, there's like
Yeah. Oh, hey. Right on. Very good. Very good. Okay. Hey, I think you guys, oh, I see one more thing. To look at the title. Kahele Aulani, change it. What's going on? Oh, who's anonymous bat?
that was me.
Okay. Kahele Aulani, you there?
Yeah, yes.
How are you? Oh, is that a chihuahua? I see ears. Oh my gosh, let me see.
He's gonna bite me.
Oh yeah, you know, my Jack Russell is part Chihuahua. Thank goodness her teeth got rotten because when she bites, it doesn't hurt that much. Oh my gosh. Oh, full Chihuahua. They're nuts though, yeah. Ugh. I think they're more dangerous than big dogs. Anyway, okay. We're waiting for the other people to fix their works cited page. It is a mess. Should I look down? Should I look down at the works cited? What you guys think? Okay, I'm gonna end the breakout rooms because this is a mess. Okay. Is it getting better? What song comes to mind with this works cited page? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Holy smokers. We're all over the place. Okay, stop. Hammer time. This is crazy. All right, so let's look at this. Is everybody back? Where's the other people? Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's definitely a reason why I placed you guys in certain rooms. Okay, and one of the reasons is the whole paying attention to detail. Okay, we're going back to Sesame Street and we got to figure out, okay, does my copy, my draft look like the sample? And if it doesn't, then you have to fix it. Okay, that's what MLA formatting is. It has to have the same sort of template as the other. So, okay, let's start at the top. Okay, so let's go with the MLA formatters. What are the things that you had to correct here? Kalahikiola, what were some of the things you had to correct?
Oh, the header, the font, the what's it called? Like the font size.
Okay, very good. What was the font size?
What was it before?
Yeah, what was it before?
Oh.
Never
I
mind.
do not
It
remember.
was 11 and you had to set it to 12.
Oh, yes.
And then also, I think there was some Georgia in there. So you had to highlight and then change it. Let's see. Let's look over here if this one's Georgia. Oh, look, we have Arial going on down here for the works cited page. Okay, so this is the easiest thing you can do. Kahele Alani, you there, yeah? Okay, so go ahead and hit the Command A button real fast. Okay, and then go up top where it says whatever, Arial or whatever, drop it down and change it all to Times New Roman. Okay, and very good. And that should help you. Okay, the next thing, okay, is this. Their header was funny. Okay, what happened is that this was just number 1 like that. Okay, and when you do that, go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. Okay, when you just hit the number 1 in there, what happens is number 1 on page 2 is still number 1. All right, so you cannot do it that way. So Kalahikiola found that all he has to do is hit the options right there and then put in the page numbers, which is really amazing. Look at that, boom. And then it just happens like that. Okay, everybody clear on that? You need to have a space in between that. So these are the little attentions to detail that you need to really pay attention to. Next part, there's no comma in the date. This date is formatted correctly. Okay, let's look. The title should look like this. Okay, let's look. Yeah, indenting is good. Okay, now this works cited page is a mess. All right, and it's okay because we're learning. Okay, so you guys ready? So let's just pretend that this bottom one right here is is the citation. Okay, now we gotta reformat. Okay, everybody pay attention because this works cited page is really important for research papers. So what you need to do is highlight the whole thing. And what you need to do actually is that we can do the whole thing like this, okay? And we need to have this double spaced, okay? You double spaced and it spaces it out for you. So it doesn't have to be just double space that way, okay? There shouldn't be huge gaps in there, okay? Just one space in between. Everybody see that, yeah? Okay, now in order to indicate that this is its own separate, what you do is you highlight. Okay, everybody watching, right? So you see at the very top where you see this like triangle rectangle thing up here. Everybody see that, right? You know what? I'm just gonna share my screen so that you guys can follow along better. Okay, so at the very top, you'll see in the ruler, right? This thing right there, okay? So what we have here is after a highlight, you got to highlight, okay? Once you highlight, you see this triangle right here. Everybody look, okay? Because this is really important, okay? This triangle, you got to move it to 0.5 like that. And you see how everything moved? You saw that, yeah? Then you have to drag the rectangle over like that, okay? And then it formats it like that. You can actually do it all one time to it. But you see, I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, so again, look, you highlight and you move it to 0.5 and then you move the top to 0. Okay, and that's what you call a hanging indent. If you have more than 2 lines in a citation, you have to have that hanging indent because it indicates that that's a different citation. Okay, next, you guys good? Everybody good on that? Okay, so a couple other things definitely wrong with this. Okay, first thing, your works cited page should be in alphabetical order. So this author, I'm going to take that and I'm going to paste it up at the top because clearly that's not in alphabetical order. Okay, and then you close up the gap right there. Okay, see that? Next, notice right here, you see this space, right? Everybody see where my cursor is right here, this space. Okay. What we want to do is we want to kind of fill in that gap. So you gotta see, okay, I think maybe after this punctuation, I'm going to see if that works. So I put a space. It didn't do anything. You saw that? Okay, so I bring it back. Maybe by like after direct. So you gotta, or before direct. And you hit the space button. You see that what it does? It brings it up to the next line, right? It closes the gap, okay? But if you don't do that, what you have are these blanks over here. So again, let's try it again. You just hit the space button, the space bar, and it kind of closes the gap. You just got to play around with it to see. Okay, let's look at this next one. This one is fine because it's on the next line anyway. What's not fine is that you need the access date. Okay, so first of all, it's not in italics, it's just regular. And you copy it and you put it for each ending. Everybody see that? Okay. You gotta have 2 dates, especially for online online sources, because the date of access is important because of the constant updating that digital sources have. Everybody clear? Okay, yes. Okay, let's look US. Yeah, now it's in alphabetical order. This is what it should look like. Look, I noticed there's a gap. You got to close the gap again. Okay, everybody good? You got to follow this right here. Okay, it's got to look like this works cited page, just like that. Notice it doesn't say works cited page. It just says works cited. Right, you see that right there? Okay, just follow this. That should be the biggest help. All right, holy smokes. I think we have time to not have like any other time to, it's perfect. We're moving right along. Okay, so everybody clear? The LMA format is the easy part. You gotta just like make sure. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I need you guys to follow along. let's go to peer editing final revision and then go down. We're gonna do the peer editing activity. Okay, so what we're gonna have is we're going to have groups. Okay, so what I want you to do is go ahead and click on the peer editing sheet. And at the top of the peer editing sheet, there is a gap to put in your name. So go ahead and do that. Okay, everybody, pal, everybody good? Brooke, in the chat, please. So what we're gonna do, okay, everybody should have their drafts done, yes? Second drafts, okay? Everybody should have it done. What we're gonna do is we're going to just do the peer editing. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, so I'm gonna break you up into 2 groups, okay? Okay, and then we're gonna have, if you guys look, okay, I'm gonna just share my screen with you guys. Okay, so let's look. So over here, right, the peer editing sheet, okay, you should have put your name at the top over here where it says your name. Okay, then over here, in your group member will put his or her name there, and then your other group member will put his or her name there. Everybody clear on that? Okay, so what you're gonna do in the chat is, well, let's do this first. Take your peer editing sheet, okay, and let's change anyone with the link can edit, because then you can add the comments in there. Okay, so do that first, everybody. Okay, change your peer editing checklist to anyone with the link can edit, so that you guys can like highlight or make comments or do whatever. Okay, go to your draft now, your second draft, and I need you to set the comments to the share settings. Anyone with the link can comment. And the reason why is I don't want anything happening to those drafts. Okay, so go ahead and set that up, and then I'm gonna break you guys up into groups. And then you just choose. Okay, so if like Caleb, Alicia, and Kalahikiola is in one group, Caleb, you share your link, right? And your link of your 2 documents, and then maybe Alicia does the peer editing for the first task, and then Kalahikiola does it for the second task. Okay, and then you just, everybody's sharing out their link so that you guys can all work on something. Okay, good? Okay, here we go. So you guys know normally we would all have our printout, right, of our second copy, right, our second draft. And then if we were in class, what we would do would be sit in like a group, and then we would just pass our papers with our checklists, right? But since we're online, we got to do it this way. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna stop sharing, and then let's break you guys up into rooms. All right, go ahead, go into your rooms. Go to your rooms. Okay, hi, Brooke.
Hi.
Okay, how's it going?
It's okay.
You
I was
have your,
working on it
okay,
today.
okay. All right. I know you're a little bit behind, but I think that you still can catch up, yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So just go ahead and where are you right now? Are you still gathering information or are you past that and you're working on your outline?
Well, I got some information, but I didn't get to start on the outline.
Okay, so maybe what you can do is start plugging in the outline and then you can go back and find more information later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be the fastest way for you to do that. Okay, so just stay in this main room and just work. It's all good. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, any questions? You guys all shared your links?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So just a heads up, if we guys run out of time, you don't have to be face to face to make comments or make corrections. Yeah. So don't close out each other's documents until you POW. Okay. And then tomorrow, if you need more time, I will be available. I'm just going to come in like in the very beginning of the class to see if anybody needs help. Okay. Is that okay with you guys? But you guys have more than enough time to finish this because class doesn't end for another 23 minutes. Okay, so good to go. Yeah, Josh. Okay, how's it going? Everybody know what to do? Okay, so everybody should be looking at somebody else's paper, right? Okay, and then did you put your name next to editor's name? Okay, make sure you do that.
Alyssa, can I have your paper, please?
And I will do the MLA formatting thing for yours.
Oh, yes.
So just a question, last year, did you guys do peer editing in English class? You guys are like, I can't even remember what happened last week. Already asked me about last year.
I don't think we did. We did review.
Okay,
I
well,
think it's the same thing, right?
yeah, same thing. You know, when somebody else looks at your paper because you're sick of your own paper already. Yeah. That's what the purpose of this is. Okay. Yeah, I think you guys are good to go. Okay. Just so you guys have about 20 minutes. You guys should be done before you leave class. But if you don't get finished, what happens is this thing is kind of flexible. Like you don't have to be face to face to look over and help comment or correct. Yeah. So don't close out each other's work until you're done. Okay. And then tomorrow, what I'm going to do is just check in during period 4 to see if anybody needs more time to correct or whatever like that. Okay. But don't close out each other's papers because if not, you won't have access. You're going to have to email each other or text or whatever you guys do. Okay. Brooke, what were you planning on doing? What are you focusing on?
Oh, I was gonna do the rainwater stuff,
Right, right.
the harvesting rainwater.
Okay. Did you get onto like Hawaii County to look for like catchment stuff or laws or something like that? Hawaii County website or even the state website or even just like Hawaii Tribune Herald?
I think one of them was.
Okay. Good. Okay. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, okay? And then I'll check back with you.
Okay.
Okay, Brooke, you know what you can do is just, could you do me a big favor and share your, I guess, your outline with me, and then we can kind of work through that. I think that'll be easier.
Okay.
Yeah, I can help you. How are you at writing? You pretty good at writing, Brooke?
Sometimes I think it depends.
I notice you know a lot of the grammar rules and the punctuation rules. So
Oh yeah.
how come? Is that from?
Do you want me to share my screen or the doc?
Oh, the screen. Share your screen. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I can see the document. Yeah, your document, and then I can talk you through it. I should just share it. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so rainwater harvesting, perfect, perfect, perfect. So what you're gonna do is, you see where you have your thesis statement, right? So I'm just gonna walk you through this. For the hook, you're gonna just maybe ask a question, okay, or say something. Okay, so just take a note there and just say, ask a question or something like that, or say something shocking, you know. Yeah, leave the word hook so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, good. Ask a question or say something like provocative or provoking, yeah, thought provoking. Okay, next, bridge. Go ahead and just write down something like environmental justice and sustainability, because that's what you're going to say, right? Like that. Environmental justice and sustainability are like important topics that need to be addressed during, during this time in our lives for the betterment of our future, something like that, right? And then the thesis statement is, what is your paper about, right? So you're going to say something like about rainwater harvesting being maybe one of the keys to solving environmental justice issues and sustainability, something like that, yeah? Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Something about rainwater, yeah, being like important for our future. Okay, next. So where you have point one, right, that's going to be like the topic sentence, right? So you're going to say something like, yeah, you can write just topic sentence. So you're going to just introduce, right? First of all, there are the needs of the community regarding rainwater, right? Harvesting comes from whatever, right? And then maybe what you can do is the evidence, I don't know, is going to come from like a fact, like one of the facts you found about maybe how many people are estimated to rely on fresh drinking water from maybe catchment tanks or something like that. Yeah. And then you explain yourself there. Okay. And then the point two, I don't know what it would be, but point two is going to just further explain what the needs are of your community. Okay. So maybe that's going to come in the form of maybe from like a Tribune Herald article or from like a Hawaii Star Advertiser article, something like that. Okay. That talks about the need for rainwater harvesting, especially because we have so much rain. Yeah. Okay. So the Star Advertiser, is the newspaper, yeah, on Oahu. Okay, there we go. And then body paragraph, evidence. You just can find something that says that there is a need, yeah. Okay, next, body paragraph number 2 talks about the present solutions. So what are some, you're gonna find like, what are people doing right now to collect the water? Yeah. Okay. And then the counterpoint is is interesting, right? The counterpoint is like the naysayers. They're going to say, yeah, that's great that where you guys are going to harvest the water, right? But what would your counter argument be, right? Your counterpoint to that be, right? Maybe talk about something that's threatening the cleanliness of the rainwater that's being harvested, right? Brooke, do you know what would be a potential threat to harvesting rainwater? Do you know?
Air pollution, maybe?
Oh, perfect, right? Because when it rains, the air, the water brings all those things up in the air down to the ground. Very good. Okay. Another thing though, do you have catchment tanks? Are you familiar with them? Have you
Not
seen
really,
them?
but yeah, I see them around.
Okay. So when it rains, what happens is there's this huge slug race that happens and they start crawling up and over into the tanks. Okay, so what happens is like people who have catchment tanks have to protect their catchment tanks because of the slugs that could potentially go in there along with other things, right? And then also the catchment tanks need to be treated with like bleach or something that cleans the water, because if not, you could, potentially get like a sore stomach or diarrhea or something like that, right? So the counterpoint, right, would be something that the naysayers would say. The counterpoint is something that we're bringing up in your paper so that you can say, you know what, I'm just not like a one-sided person. I understand there are risks, right? So you would say something in the elaboration that says, yes, there are risks with harvesting rainwater. However, blah, blah, blah. You got that?
I remember Miss Lee from 6th grade, she brought this up to us. about
Nice.
PowerPoints.
Very good. Okay, so you're familiar with that. Oh, a lot of my students love Miss Lee. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so then you see how each body paragraph has its topic, right? So as you know, rainwater harvesting, back in the ancient days, that was how they got their water, right? So you can talk about that, the whole like Ahupua'a system, the kalo, right? How they use the kalo and the water to help sustain their living, right? Oh, let's go down. Yeah, the counterpoints for that is going to be incredible because there's so much like, rubbish and stuff like that, that you have to be really careful about collecting the rainwater to grow plants. Yeah, there's all kinds of fertilizers and things like that. Body paragraph number 5 would be like, okay, so after all this evidence, this is what I'm going to propose to be the possible solutions, right? So you're probably going to join multiple things that you've gathered from your research, and you're going to say, you know what? One of the biggest solutions to rainwater harvesting would be to do it this way, right? And then make sure you have the counterpoint. And then your conclusion would be the call to action, because you chose something that was, a need in your community. So what would that call to action be? Do you understand what a call to action is?
Kind of.
It's kind of like so now that you know this, what are you going to do about it, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, so next time you turn on your tap and you let it run, think about, right, the importance. And you even might want to talk about how Vai, right, was like really how ancient Hawaiians believe in wealth, right? The more water you had on your land, the more prosperous you could be because you could feed your community. But you got to find like maybe an Olelo No'eau that says that, Okay, have you heard that before? Something like that?
I think
maybe?
yeah,
Okay.
I kind of remember.
Right. Okay. So maybe you find something like that and that will be part of your research. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So just keep working on that. You can stop sharing your screen. I think you can do a really good job on this. Okay. I'm going to go check on the other kids and then we'll close out class. Okay. And then we're going to meet tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
We're going to meet at our regular class time anyway, because this Friday is not one of those like abbreviated days. Yeah. It's not office hours, it's just regular cohort B. So we'll just meet
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah.
So if you can get if you can get your outline done and then start writing your first draft, then I can help you push you forward, yeah, and help see what
Okay.
you need, and then I can help you that way. Okay. How you guys doing? Still working?
I did both of the papers.
Did you really help them, or did you just like highlight a bunch of stuff? Did you
I
help
wanted-
them? Like, are you like a really good friend? I mean, did you help? Because they're gonna submit, right? What you worked on. And hopefully you at least comment, like, take a look at your verbs. I think you can elevate them a little bit higher. You keep repeating the same words. Something. Okay. Caleb, what about you? You're muted.
I'm finishing up the second essay.
Okay. That's the second the kind I heard today. Awesome. Awesome. One of my favorite pronouns ever. The kind. Okay. And Alicia, what about you?
Almost done with the second one.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna bother you guys then. Hi, where is everybody? Hi, how's it going?
Good.
You guys Paul?
Almost.
You guys have any questions? No? So I'm not gonna see any wrong there, or theirs, or tutus, or your and yours. I'm not gonna see anything. You guys gonna have good transitions. All your MLA formatting is on point. How many of you guys gotta work through your works cited page still? Okay, that should have been added into your second draft already. So, yeah. Okay, so make sure you work on that. Okay, make sure that you have no bold and no larger fonts. Even though you want to say something with emphasis, you still do not bold or make them a different color, anything like that, right? It's all black font, 12 inch font, not 12 inch, 12 font times New Roman, 12 inch. Oh my gosh, it's the whole paper. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna close out class in just a little bit, okay? Because we're ending already, okay? I'm just gonna close out class, okay? So if you're not done, then can finish this up and then move on, okay? Because once you get all your corrections and you revise one last time, Okay, so let me close all our rooms and I'll close up the class. Okay, guys? All right, everybody's here. Yes, thank you. You know what that looks like, Kalahi Kiola? You know those like by Pono's used cars, they have those like inflatable things that go, whoa. I love those things. They're hilarious.
I'm gonna buy one and just put it on top of my house.
That would be awesome. Would be easy to find, like, hey. That thing is funny. Okay. Anyway, thank you for closing out the class with a bit of laughter. I'm gonna be on tomorrow at 1:20, which would be block 4, because tomorrow we don't have office hours. It's just regular cohort B time. Okay, so just as a friendly reminder, if you got to meet with your other teachers as well. If you guys also need help with your poem because you want to like run it by, or if you want to talk about certain things but you need help, I will be here. Okay, email me if you guys need to, but I'm just going to check in for like the first 10-15 minutes of block 4 tomorrow just to see if you guys need help. Okay, Ken? I think that can go. Okay, once you're done with all your checklists, I need you guys to go look through the checklist of what your classmates commented or helped out with. And then go ahead and do the final revision. Use the thesaurus. I don't want to see baby words. I want to see elevated words like you are a solid high school student. Can? Some of you guys like, please bring me back to 8th grade. I miss 8th grade. Like being a big dog. Okay. Some of you guys are like, no going back. Okay. All right. Email me if you need help. Other than that, thank you guys for paying attention. See you guys. Oh, no membeing. No membeing. Right? Okay. Bye.